Page 5 now, guns in the era of Trump. If Barack Obama did more for gun sales than any other president, then Donald Trump is doing more for firearm liberty. Obama scared people who happen to cherish the Second Amendment to death. Trump is giving gun owners and would-be gun owners new life. Two examples of which both involve sales of firearms. Joining me now on the Daily Ledger, Page 5 beat Stephanie Marie. And Steph, cell phones on Black Friday, they sold pretty well, but firearms not far behind.
Yeah, Black Friday was big for gun sales. The numbers are in and they are huge. Now, we don't know exactly how many guns were sold, but we know how many background checks the FBI received. And that was 203,000, which sets a new record for the most ever in one day. And keep in mind that they only need one check to purchase multiple guns. Now, I spoke with the president of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association, and he believes the purchases weren't made out of fear, like some believe.
I think a few things are going on here. I think that, first of all, in the wake of all these mass shootings that the media just loves to talk about so much, I think more and more Americans are deciding to become responsibly armed. And of course, we all know that Black Friday is a natural time to buy big items. And from my perspective, being a responsible gun owner, it's a great time to buy a gun. So I think it has less to do with people being afraid of gun laws like they were, as you pointed out, during the Obama administration. And it's more about the fact that more and more people are deciding to become that responsibly armed citizen.
Meantime, the Army is expected to sell off thousands of surplus 1911 pistols to civilians in 2018. This thanks to this year's National Defense Authorization Act. Now, this move has gun enthusiasts across the country thrilled, as this effort was shut down during the Obama administration.
The CMP is about to release 8,000 beautiful 1911 handguns, which of course we all know was designed by one of the finest gun designers of all time, John Browning, back in 1911. And so this is a great thing for responsibly armed citizens all across the country, because it's a great firearm platform. There's all sorts of different handgun companies that make 1911s. So the military 1911s, for the most, a lot of them are made by Colt Manufacturing. You've heard of them before. You can actually go down to the gun store right now, and there's probably a dozen different companies that make the 1911. In terms of their power, they're a pretty powerful handgun. It shoots the 45 auto cartridge, which is significantly larger than the 9mm. Of course, you don't get quite as much ammunition in the magazine, but it's a very common handgun caliber.
Now, this bill was approved by Congress and is awaiting the president's signature.
Totally makes sense. We have Army surplus tents, Army surplus wear. Why not sell the American people what we paid for, by the way? We paid for these firearms. Why not put them back into circulation for good Americans, of course? You want to put them in the hands of good, solid Americans, not the criminals, to defend themselves against the criminals. So what is the plan, then, to sell these things back, these 1911s?
Yeah, so first of all, these have been sitting in storage since the 1980s, pretty much just collecting dust. And so the way to purchase them would be through the Civilian Marksmanship Program. This program was put in place to actually train Americans about gun safety. And so if you are affiliated with this club, there's about 5,000 clubs that are affiliated with CMP, then you can purchase one. You have to be 18 years old. You'd have to, fill out the background check and so on.
It just makes sense. In the meantime, Congress still has that Reciprocity Act. So if you have a concealed carry permit in one state, you can move your firearm into another state seamlessly. It would be nice if Congress would act on that, because in my mind, I don't think we should have to prove that we're able to carry a firearm. It should be up to the government to prove why I shouldn't be carrying a firearm. And I hope one day in this country we will get to the true spirit of the Second Amendment and we'll live life like that. Steph, thanks.